Hey, good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. This is the weekend recap of both the Fishkill show and the Garfield show from this past weekend. A lot more action packed in terms of buying power. Selling was actually a little bit quieter than usual. I think that's been going around for every vintage dealer. It seems like for some people, the sales were a little slow. But that didn't stop me from buying some stuff, including a huge PC purchase, which I will showcase for you shortly. I was doing my 4 collectors contribution once a month for Sundays. And I went into a story which I could repeat here, but I feel like it's probably easier if I just link the live stream. If you weren't there, it kind of ties into the pickup that I made, which I'll showcase after I go through the recap with you. But it ties in. It's a great story, and I think you guys should check it out at the end of this video. I'll leave a link now. You can check it out now if you choose to, but I'm also going to link it at the very end of the video, so you can check it out there too. It talks about the history of how Venezuelan cards, or the Topps Venezuelan sets from starting in 59 through the 60s and into the 70s, how they came to be in terms, like how United States baseball card collectors got into them. And there might be more to this than just this article that I read, but it ties into a particular dealer who, on a whim, decided to go to Venezuela in 1989 to explore what memorabilia was like there. But without spoiling it, I'll leave a link like I mentioned, so check it out. And it's a great story, and I hope to elaborate on it more in the future. That said, like I mentioned, bought some stuff which I'm really thrilled to show you guys. One big PC purchase, and the rest is just some inventory stuff and a newly discovered inventory item which I did not intend on selling up until now. I was visited by some folks. Mookie Chilson, Garfield's favorite. He was involved in a way he was involved in the pickup that I made, and his buddy Pete. I could say my buddy Pete as well. Pete's we all hung out together at the Philly show, and I hope to do that again sometime. They're always a good bunch to hang out with. So Pete was there, and a number of other folks came by, some visitors, some people who have watched the channel, and I think the Net 54, John, he has just a massive collection, came by and bought some stuff and told me he bought some stuff from Harry. Let me save you the suspense. I'm going to jump right to the footage because we're about 3 minutes into me just yapping along. So I'm going to jump into the footage now. You guys can check it out. All the dealers' information is listed. Please enjoy Fishkill and Garfield combined. I will showcase the items for you that I picked up shortly, so I will see you shortly. Enjoy.
I said just put those there.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron's a good go-between for any of this stuff. So. I got you. Next. He's on the next, and the next are still
That's a nice little slide.
Yeah. Well, you go 12.
Yeah. I don't even know if he was coordinated that during the period. He was terrible.
Can't hide it? I hide it.
I'll put it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
You still haven't got the big deal from the Midwest? 20K.
One of your favorites.
I'm kind of glad I sold my.
Yeah. It's 28. It's a great car. It's the best, one of the best cars I think of. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, brother. Just the OC. So you know what I'm saying? If I'm putting that much money in the car, it's gotta be. These two are high numbers. Catch a bit, you know what I'm saying? Good money.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the footage. I thought, honestly, the inventory items, the different dealer options was phenomenal. As always, got a lot of variety of stuff. Brian Fish, in particular, is the one guy that I bought from today, and I'll share the story behind it. He is a guy that is tapped into the Venezuelan baseball card market. And as you guys remember, I didn't buy this from Brian, but Brian tipped me to somebody who had this on Facebook. The 1967 Venezuelan Retirado Christy Mathewson. I've had this in my display case for quite some time. And it's just, every time I see these cards, a lot of the times I see the backs have paper loss on them just because of the fact that these were, I don't know if these were put into albums, but I know the other Topps Venezuelan cards were commonly put into albums. But nevertheless, this one survived, and it lives it lives in great condition now in this SGC slab of a 2, and a very respectable one at that. So that's been my only Venezuelan card up to date up until now. When I went to Brian Fish's table, I've looked at this card repeatedly, and I've actually mentioned on my channel a number of times that why would I want to get another Venezuelan card that looks identical to a standard Topps, or not a standard, but a Topps card of the same player, of the exact same card? Well, I had a shift in thinking. And this happens to me it happens in collectibles and collectors. My thinking is this. I have this Topps 1968 Tom Seaver card, and it looks phenomenal. And I've had this for quite some time, and I'm just the type of collector that doesn't need the same looking card twice or three times. I don't need the Milton Bradley, I don't need the O-Pee-Chee, I don't need the Topps, but here is the Venezuelan I picked up from Brian Fish's table at the show, at the Garfield show. He had this sitting there, and look, it looks phenomenal. Mookie was there, Pete was there, these guys were looking at it with me, and it's just so striking. And again, just the fact that this card is in such pristine condition, knowing that these Venezuelan cards were put in albums and made, just a lot of them didn't survive in such good shape like this card did. It just must have a hell of a story, honestly. Nevertheless, if you want to know the scoop behind this, I was at Brian Fish's table. I've seen this card a number of times at his table. And, I mean, you saw from the video, he has a two and a half display cases valued of Venezuelan tops cards, and this is the kind of card you want to like. He claims, and him and his father mentioned that these are the cards you want to go after because, um, there's just they're not nearly as many out there compared to, say, for example, the ratio between the tops and the Venezuelan is just night and day difference. It's actually interesting when you look closely at these. You can tell the card stock is far different when you look at the tops of the top 68 Seaver and the Venezuelan 68 Seaver. Definitely a more faded look on the Venezuelan card. Not nearly as glossy, not nearly as vibrant in the color. And that's just based on the card stock. On the back here, you could sort of see the same thing. The Venezuelan, here you go, Venezuelan is a lot darker, and then the top 68. My understanding from reading an article is that Topps had some sort of deal put in place with a printing company named Benko out in Venezuela, and Benko was involved in printing out these cards. I don't know beyond that what happened, how long Topps was involved. I know that it seems like Topps, the Venezuelan cards came in a pack of 4 with some gum. And from that point, I don't know if Benko remained the main printing source or if they changed. But based on the article that I read, it looked like it was sporadic throughout the 60s, and it really wasn't as consistent. So, and I think 68. Obviously, if I were to try to get the Nolan Ryan, which is nearly impossible because Brian Fish told me that he sold a 1. I think he said he sold it for like 13,000 or something of that, something around that price. But the Seaver doesn't even come close to that, and so I'm happy to be able to afford this card in the price that it's at, and just pleased to have it. And now, based on that alone, I will be moving my top 68 Seaver, just because I'm happy to have just one type of that 68 year, and the Venezuelan is perfect for me. It's just a way for me to consolidate my collection. So go into my inventory for Seaver collectors. And speaking of inventory, I did make some purchases while I was at both shows, and I'll show those to you now. Some nice raw stuff, and I'll start with, of course, I can't help myself, a nice looking 68 Seaver. I picked this up. 2 Robin Yount rookie cards. This one's not nearly as nice as the next one I'm about to show you, but I mean, still pretty nice despite some condition woes on the bottom there. But next one I think is pretty darn good, all things considered. So that one, another Robin Yount, and here we have a 1960 Hank Aaron. Not too bad. But these 4 O-Pee-Chee 77 cards I got are just immaculate looking. So I got a nice looking George Brett 77. There's the front and the back. Should be very popular. Thurman Munson 77. Front and back. Johnny Bench. And finally, I can't help myself, Nolan Ryan. Look at that. This is like this O-Pee-Chee card. I've had O-Pee-Chee cards in the past, but I don't really seek them out. But the prices that these were set at, I couldn't help myself. So I decided to jump aboard into that. And pretty good pickups. And finally, at the Fishkill show, I picked up this 59 Sandy Koufax. So these are all available now. So pretty much everything you see, this stuff will be made available. But very pleased. I have no regrets on this pickup. It's going to look great in the display case. I'm just very pleased to have this. Second Venezuelan card. I kind of thought to myself, if I'm gonna get this, and then it's gonna make me want to get the Venezuelan Ryan, but I mean, it's just so far out of reach, it just wouldn't be practical. It wouldn't even be possible. So, but that rounds about for this video. I want to say thank you to everybody, of course, that contributes to the comments. I definitely have some thoughts in mind for the remainder of the week. I might do another one of those 5 cards under $100 videos. There's been a lot of suggestions, so I'm going to look into that. And I'm still waiting for my SGC order to come back. I don't think it's going to come back this week. Probably, maybe next week, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much, as always. Please subscribe if you're new so you can continue building the channel brand. And I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.